What's up guys, I'm Ethan Enns, and today really isn't going to be a very fun video at all. I actually really wish I didn't have to make this video, and you've seen the title, and no, it's not clickbait. It's an actual serious possibility for me at this point. So this isn't going to be the most entertaining video, but if you enjoy my videos and care about this YouTube channel, I hope you will watch this whole video and hear what I have to say. And if you do, that would mean so much to me. So why am I thinking of quitting YouTube? Well, for those of you who haven't heard, YouTube was recently sued by the Federal Trade Commission for breaking the law. And the law that they broke was the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, known as COPPA.
COPPA requires that certain websites and apps get parents' consent before collecting personal information from children. The definition of personal information includes cookies used in behavioral advertising. The COPPA rule applies differently to third parties serving behavioral ads versus creators of child-directed content. While the content creators are strictly liable, YouTube as a general audience platform is not strictly liable under COPPA for the content of the videos uploaded by others to its platform, unless it has actual knowledge that the content is child-directed. Our complaint alleges numerous instances in which YouTube and Google had actual knowledge of the child-directed nature of channels and videos on the YouTube platform.
In an article on tubefilter.com, they describe the situation like this. COPPA is a 1998 US law. Its original goal was to prevent kids from giving out their names, addresses, phone numbers, and other data online that could put them in danger from online predators. However, in 2013, the FTC amended COPPA, broadening the scope to expand the definition of operators to include creators who publish on ad-assisted websites like YouTube, and to expand the definition of personal information to include persistent identifiers such as web cookies, which advertisers rely on to run ads matched to an appropriate audience, known as personalized ads. Just want to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. I feel like I've done my research quite well, like I've done a lot of research, probably more than is healthy. I watched tons of videos and read tons of articles, as well as looking at the FTC's frequently asked questions and YouTube's blog and their videos and all that stuff. But I just wanted to let you know that it's possible some minor details could be wrong, so ultimately I want to encourage you to do your own research on this. So basically, YouTube broke the law because they collect web cookies like search history, watch history, etc. from its users. And although YouTube is technically only meant for people 13 years of age or older, tons and tons of kids under the age of 12 use YouTube all the time. Which means YouTube has been collecting personal information from kids for a really long time, which is illegal. YouTube agreed to a $170 million settlement, and they also agreed to stop collecting personal data from children on its site. And how is YouTube going to make sure that that's no longer happening on their platform? Well, they're going to enforce this on creators like myself. And YouTube made an official update video about all this, so I might as well just play a clip of that so you can hear all of this right from them.
In order to help you comply with the law, we're now required to ask you to mark all of your videos as made for kids or not. You know your videos and audience best, so we've launched a new audience setting that lets you tell us if your videos are made for kids or not. What's considered made for kids content? Per the FTC's guidance under COPPA, when deciding whether or not your channel or video is made for kids, you should think about factors like the subject matter of your video, whether children are your intended audience for the video, whether the video includes child actors or models, whether the video includes characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children, including animated characters or cartoon figures, whether the language of the video is intended for children to understand, whether the video includes activities that appeal to children, such as play acting, simple songs or games, or early education, whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems that appeal to children, and any other information you may have to help determine your video's audience.
So all of this is of course really confusing, and it makes it really hard for a creator like myself to determine whether I should mark my videos as made for kids or not made for kids, because the factors that determine if a video is made for kids or not made for kids is super vague. Personally, I think they could apply to just about any video on YouTube. And creators who mark their videos as made for kids will lose a ton of features. But don't just take my word for it. Once again, I'll let you hear it from YouTube's own mouth.
We will start limiting the data we collect on made for kids content to comply with the law. Because of this, videos that you mark as made for kids will be treated differently on YouTube. Starting in January, if you mark a specific video as made for kids, features like comments, personalized advertising, info cards, end screens, and more won't be available on individual videos. If your entire channel is set as made for kids, your videos won't have any of those features. Your channel also won't have stories, the community tab, the notification bell, and your viewers won't be able to save to watch later or save to playlist. Keep in mind that these restrictions are to follow the law. For a full list of restricted features, visit our help center.
Okay, so let's break down the importance of all of these features. The comment section is really important for creators to get feedback from their subscribers and also to just engage with their viewers. The notification bell is great because it gives your subscribers the ability to be notified when you upload. I mean, yeah, sure, people can still subscribe, thankfully. Can you imagine if they took that feature away? Oh boy. But just because you're subscribed to a channel doesn't guarantee that you're going to see that video. You could miss it in your subscription feed. But if people hit that notification bell, they're going to get a notification as soon as you upload, and that reminds them to watch your videos, which means you have a higher chance of getting more views on your videos. Like, what creator doesn't want that? End screens and info cards are huge. Like, they're really important, and I shouldn't have to even explain why that is. Every creator wants their viewers to be able to hit the subscribe button at the end of the video or click on links to other videos on their channel. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. And also, am I missing something? Like, how exactly are end screens and info cards collecting data from children? If some of you have the answer to that question, let me know in the comments section. It's certainly something that YouTube hasn't given us an explanation on. Your viewers having the ability to save your videos to a playlist or to watch later is really good for the creator. I see videos in my subscription feed and I'm not able to watch it at that time, so I save it to watch later all the time. It's really convenient for the viewer, but it's also really important for the creator because, again, it increases chances of your video being watched. And as for YouTube stories and the community tab, well, I don't have those features unlocked, but I could totally understand how it would really suck for the creators that do have that feature unlocked, to lose that feature. I think it would be a great way of telling your viewers about upcoming videos or giving them little updates. And the fact that I'll never be able to unlock that feature if I mark my videos as made for kids is just really dumb. And then there's the feature that everybody is talking about, having personalized ads taken away. Now, as big as this feature is, it doesn't actually affect me personally because I'm not eligible to monetize my videos. But for the people that can and do monetize and do YouTube as a full-time job, this is a big deal. TubeFilter had some really interesting things to say about this in their article. We asked creators to go into Creator Studio and disable personalized ads for a few days. Based on our initial testing, a video not running personalized ads sees a loss in revenue somewhere between 60 and 90%. So if a video on a given channel could generate $100 in revenue, categorizing the video as directed towards children would mean the video's revenue would drop to somewhere between $10 and $40. Pretty bad. If you want to read the full article, there will be a link to that in the description. That's a huge decrease in revenue. I mean, I just make videos as a hobby. I don't make a single penny off YouTube. But for people that rely on YouTube as their main or only income, that's really terrible. And also, it just really sucks that if I do get to a place where I finally am eligible for monetization, if I mark my videos as made for kids, I will never be able to have personalized ads on my videos. And YouTube has said that there possibly might be changes to these rules in regards to features in the future. And you might think, hey, that sounds like good news, because maybe they could change their mind and actually let us keep some of these features. And I guess there is that possibility, but there's also the possibility, and in my opinion a higher possibility, that they could actually take away more features from creators that mark their videos as made for kids.
Features like comments, personalized advertising, info cards, end screens, and more won't be available on individual videos.
Okay, if you thought that what I've said so far sounds pretty bad, and it is, then you're really not going to like this next part. Okay, here is the real kicker. On January 1st, 2020, the FTC will be conducting a sweep across all of YouTube.
The Commission will conduct a sweep of the YouTube platform to determine whether child-directed content is being properly designated as such in order to ensure that the channels themselves are complying with COPPA.
I have no idea how they intend to pull this off. There's like 23 million YouTube channels and billions of videos on YouTube. But they say that it's going to happen on January 1st. And individual channel owners like myself will be in danger of being sued by the FTC if we mark our videos as not made for kids and the FTC determines that our videos are made for kids.
There will be consequences for content creators who misdesignate, including being kicked off the YouTube platform. Not only can we sue Google and YouTube for compliance with COPPA, but also individual channel owners and content creators. So if content creators are not sincere or forthcoming with YouTube and designating content as being directed to children, there will be consequences for them.
And the fine for violating COPPA is $42,530 per video. Per video. This is crazy. Like, this is a really big decision that requires a lot of thought behind it. Let me make this clear. In my 5 years on YouTube, I've not made a single video specifically for kids. Now, my videos are clean, and I consider my channel to be appropriate for all ages, but that doesn't mean that my intent is to make videos only for kids, or even mainly for kids. I make videos to entertain people, and I'm happy to entertain anyone that I can. So because my channel is not specifically aimed towards kids 12 and under, I should be safe and have nothing to worry about, right? Well, not necessarily. The problem is the factors that determine whether content is child-directed or not are so vague and broad.
When you're comparing the content for a 2-year-old as compared to a 23-year-old, it's not that hard to tell the difference. But what about when you're looking at the difference between content that is for a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old? It's indecipherable. And that's one of the main problems with this. I believe that it's unconstitutionally vague. And what I mean by that is that there's a requirement in the United States that when laws are passed or regulations, that creators or individual citizens would know whether they are or are not breaking the law, and that enforcement should not be arbitrary. And that's exactly what we have going on here, in my opinion, is that we don't know whether we're breaking the rules or not. We're saying, look, we know we're making content that is appealing to 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds and adults. Where do we fall? It's a very, very difficult thing.
A little while ago, I went through all my YouTube videos and tried to determine, to the best of my ability, which videos would be made for kids and which videos would not be made for kids according to those 10 factors. And I found maybe 10 videos out of the 39 videos on my channel that possibly could be marked as not for kids. But because the factors are so broad, it leaves room for the FTC to come in, see my videos, and find out that there are certain elements in my videos that they consider to be child-directed. And boom, just like that, $42,000 fine. Several of my videos from quite a while ago have toys in them, like fidget spinners or Nerf guns. And that's at least pretty easy to determine. I mean, although Nerf guns can and are used by adults, I have like 20 in my closet. Kids are clearly who Nerf is targeting. So those videos have to be marked as made for kids. That doesn't mean I like it, it's still really dumb, but at least it's pretty easy to figure out what I'm supposed to do in a case like that. But it's these more gray areas which we have been given no direction, no pointers, no advice from YouTube on, like the broad term activities that appeal to children. What? Don't a lot of activities appeal to children? And couldn't those same activities also appeal to adults? Yes, and that's why we need more clarification from YouTube on this. I mean, like, could an activity like swimming, for instance, fall under that category? I mean, who knows? I've done 5 vlogs of me swimming in the river, and a couple of those I was counting on being not made for kids. But if swimming is a kid activity, I have actually less than 10 that could be marked as not for kids. This is so ridiculous. I did 3 reaction videos to NF songs a while back. Does NF fall under the category of celebrities that appeal to children? I mean, yeah, lots of kids listen to NF, so I guess so. But enough of that. I'm not going to go through every single one of my videos and talk about what I think makes it not made for kids or made for kids. I already had to waste a bunch of my time going through all my videos, and I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. But unfortunately, the fact is, if you have a YouTube channel, you will have to do the same thing I did. You will have to go through your videos and make a decision on what you want to do. And when I say you have to, I really mean it. Like, you are legally required by law to mark whether your videos are made for kids or not made for kids. It's just totally not fair that YouTube is only giving us 2 options that are both really bad. We can either potentially be fined $42,000 per video by taking a risk and marking our videos as not made for kids, or we can lose a bunch of really important features by saying our videos are made for kids. So what decision am I going to make? Well, to be honest, I don't have it all figured out, but the conclusion that I've come to after realizing that the majority of my videos would have to be marked as made for kids is this. It's not worth it. For the 10 or less videos that I have on my channel that would still get to have comment section, notification bell, end screens, info cards, all that stuff, it's really not worth it. Like, whoa, 10 videos, whoop-de-doo. The majority of my videos are going to be missing those features. It's simply not worth the risk of a $42,000 fine per video. If I mark those 10 videos as not made for kids, and the FTC comes along and says that my videos are made for kids, that would be a $420,000 fine. And I don't know about you, but I don't have that kind of money. And I suppose I could be very particular about my videos in the future and try my best to make sure there's nothing in them that would be considered appealing to children, but there's still an element of risk there because I could miss something that I think will totally be safe to have in my video might not be. Ultimately, it's up to the FTC's discretion. They're right, and I sure as heck don't want to be wrong. And that's not even to mention that I'd have to limit myself creatively when coming up with video ideas. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to make the videos that I want to make. Which unfortunately means that I will lose all those key features that I talked about earlier. And that really sucks. And that brings me to the reason why I think I should quit YouTube. In my opinion, I think it's pretty much impossible for a channel to grow on YouTube without those features. Maybe the really big channels with millions and millions of subscribers will survive, but for a small channel like mine, I just don't see it happening. So I think you might be able to understand now why I'm seriously considering quitting YouTube. But there are a few other options on the table for me. I could stay on YouTube and put out a few videos to just see how it is. I have a couple videos that I have filmed but have yet to put out, so I could put those out and just kind of test things out, see how bad it's going to be, which I think it's going to be pretty bad, but I could at least give it a shot, I guess, and then I could decide from there whether I want to quit or not. And I like that idea because a big part of me really doesn't want to give up so easy. But I really don't think I'm overreacting. I really don't think this is unrealistic to be considering leaving YouTube. This is a really big deal. This affects everybody. I really enjoy making YouTube videos. Like I said, it's just a hobby for me. This isn't what I want to do as a career necessarily. And I'm so glad I didn't choose that route, because if I did, this would suck even more. But regardless, I really still enjoy making videos, and I like YouTube as a platform. I've always thought that YouTube is the best video platform out there, and actually probably my favorite platform of all time, both as a creator and just a consumer. But with these new policies and rules, forget it. And also, I just feel really betrayed by YouTube. They got in big trouble because they broke the law, and they knew they were breaking the law, and they were just hoping they'd get away with it, but they got caught, and now they're going to do whatever it takes to save their own butts, no matter how much it's going to hurt their users. But there is hope that this could turn around. Until December 9th, 2019, the FTC is accepting public comments on their website. They've said that they want to hear our feedback on all of this. So if you would like to write a public comment to the FTC, just click the link in the description below. And there's also a petition that you can sign. It's called Save Family Friendly Content on YouTube. I signed the petition, and at the time of this recording, over 675,000 other people have as well. By the time you're watching this video, it could be close to 1 million, if not 1 million. So like, a lot of people are getting on board with this petition. The petition was created by a former attorney, so someone who knows and understands the law, who is now a full-time YouTuber, and he actually met with the FTC as well as YouTube just recently. So this is a really good person to make this petition, and I think he's someone that has a real voice. So if you combine his voice with all of our voices, I think there's actually hope for this situation. So if you would like to sign the petition, which I highly recommend, click the link in the description below. But just to make it clear, even if YouTube fixed all of this, it doesn't mean they're not still buttheads. That doesn't mean that I'm going to go back to just loving them. They're throwing us under the bus, and that's not okay. So to wrap it up here, if I do decide to quit YouTube, that doesn't necessarily mean I have to quit making videos. I don't want to quit making videos. Like I said, I really love making videos, and I have some unreleased videos that I would like to put out, and I have lots of ideas for future content that I was getting really excited about, and I really don't want to just drop all of that. So I'll be looking into other video platforms as a possible replacement and alternative to YouTube. Now you might say, what's going to stop the FTC from coming after those platforms? And you're right, the FTC will come after any website or app that is violating COPPA. What I'm hoping is that by doing some research, I can find out whether or not the platforms that I have in mind are violating COPPA. And if not, then I would seriously consider moving to one of those platforms. Honestly, I don't know for sure what I'm going to do. All I know is that this is a really bad situation, and I want to do the best that I can to push through this. And if I do decide to upload to YouTube again after all this, I probably won't be for quite some time. So I would encourage you to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Links will be in the description. As I make decisions about all of these things, that's going to be the place where I'll update you guys. I want to thank you guys for watching this whole video. That means you care about this channel, and that means so much to me. I'm very thankful for anyone who is willing to watch my videos, and especially a video like this, you know, isn't very fancy, probably bad lighting, not very entertaining, but the message that I'm trying to get across is important for me to get across, and I'm glad that you stuck around and watched this video to hear what I had to say. I did the best I could to try to explain this whole thing with COPPA, but if you want to learn more about COPPA and this whole thing with YouTube, I'll have some links to some helpful sources in the description below. And don't forget about the link to the petition so that you can actually get involved. What are your thoughts on all of this? I'd love to hear your feedback in the comment section below. That is, while I still have a comment section. And if you agree with what I've said in this video, please hit the like button. Some people aren't aware, but that actually really boosts a video and helps more people see it. And also share this video, because I feel like a lot of people don't actually know that this is happening with YouTube. And while I still have end screens, there'll be some videos, and I promise they're way more fun, not so serious videos. And this is probably a pretty bad time to ask you to subscribe, because I might be leaving YouTube, and this might be my last video of all time, but subscribe button is there anyway if you want to subscribe. I'm Ethan Enns. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and God bless. Man, like, this could be my last video. Let's hope it's not the case. Man, YouTube is stupid. I didn't mean to keep spinning that long.